Hi guys, I know summer isn't the time of year you're thinking about rocket stoves, and boy it's hot here in the middle of a heat wave in England. I'll just show you what it's like outside. That's in centigrade, in Fahrenheit. Crazy hot. It's not that much cooler in here really. I've got a couple of fans blowing. It's just kind of moving the hot air around, but better than being in the sunlight. But I'm just going to do this video on you because I've been asked quite a lot regarding heating water with a rocket stove. Guys have asked me about heating swimming pools, for house heating, for various things. So I'm going to go over a few ideas with you, and just from experiments I've done, things that I know will work, and if any of you want to put them into practice, you can show us all the results. I know people have used some of my ideas for water heating on rocket stoves, and the messages I've had from them have said they've told me that they were really good, they were successful, they worked well, and no one has ever sent me any videos, pictures, links to anything, but that's the feedback I've got. Yeah, so it might be too hot to be thinking about them, but it's definitely the best time of year to be building them. You don't want to be starting when you need it. So, you know, I always work on mine in summer. But anyway, we've got just the standard configuration rocket stove, riser, firebox and flue. And that diagram there will be looking down in through the top of it, where you've got your riser and your burn tunnel going into it. And I think one of the best methods to heat water in one of these is to bring some copper pipe in and just get rid of the flue for a minute. If you brought in a piece of copper pipe in here and you've spiraled it around the outside of the riser tube, so you're bringing it in there, and then you're taking it around the riser. And then when you get to the top, obviously you take it out the top, and that'll be a good convection system. I would never put anything inside the riser tube, because what you're going to do, you're right in thinking that the highest temperatures are in there, but you're also going to ruin your combustion and your heat production by putting something inside it. The copper piping on the outside of the riser tube, it won't deteriorate, and the worst thing that is going to happen to it, it's just going to get a bit clogged up with ash and dust, which, you know, every 12 months you would take the top off or the side off and just hoover that out, or get a brush in and knock it all off. The other method would be to run the copper pipe in. If you've got, let's say you've got a round exchanger, so there's your exchanger, and there's your riser in the center. The other method obviously is to run your copper around the outside of the exchanger, around the inside of the actual exchanger. So if that's circular, your copper piping would actually be running all around that, and again coming in from the bottom and exiting the top, so you'd still get a lot of heat production from the outside face of your exchanger on the inside. I don't think I would bother putting copper pipe on the outside unless you're going to put a double skin on the actual stove, because you'll lose too much heat just evacuating from the rocket stove itself to heat this copper up efficiently. Another reason I would not put copper inside the riser tube is it's so hot in there that the chances are when this riser tube's up to temperature, you're going to be boiling the water in the copper pipe before it gets chance to flow, before it gets chance to move. I know some of you will probably put a pump system on this, but a standard convection system has a hot water tank, and the coil comes in from the bottom and in at the top. So your cold water comes down the pipe, it gets heated up, and just through convection it spits it out at the top there, back in, so everything is circulating. And these are generally open tanks, or they're vented. And another way I have thought, which would, you know, make a great heat panel, if you have a square exchanger, if you get a small radiator, one of the slim steel radiators, and you was to put it inside here, inside your exchanger, providing it was big enough. So there's your exchanger. If you was to put one of these little panel radiators in the side, you can bring your inlet in through the bottom of your radiator and just take the outlet in off the top, so you'll get convection that way. Yeah, but there will be nothing stopping you putting 4 panel radiators in there and kind of linking them all together, you know. As for the actual copper pipe in itself, I think I'd be erring on the cautious side, and I'd be putting at least ½ an inch in. I wouldn't go any smaller than that, but I'd be more inclined to put something like 3/4 of an inch in, or 22mm. And you can get soft copper, which you can actually bend, you know. You can wrap it round a form. So if your outside of your riser tube was say 8 inches, you can just make a 9-inch form, or wrap it around a 9-inch square plank of wood. Just bend it around, spiral it around, then just drop the thing in and do your connections on your copper. So that's pretty much it guys. It's just a few of my thoughts on water heating in a rocket stove. Another method I forgot to mention would be to actually place some kind of pan, some kind of container, or again the radiator idea, if you placed it actually on top of the rocket stove to cover the entire surface, or you made a boiler up that just dropped on top of your rocket stove, that also would really make a great water heater. And then you can just bring a couple of copper pipes in and out of it. That would probably be, I would think, the easiest method of constructing a water heater on a rocket stove. Just using the actual top to just drop the damn thing on, you know, and all the heat from that riser tube is hitting that directly. There's always a compromise with heating water, because you're not going to get the efficiency of room heating when you're putting your heat into water. But you know, providing you build your rocket stove exchanger with a big enough capacity to shed heat, then you'll be fine. But some of you guys may want to install one of these in a basement or an outbuilding, you know, just to pipe water into the house, whichever way you want to go. You know, these things will and really do heat water well. So that's it guys. That's about, you've probably seen previous videos I've done on water heating, and I've used various methods, and all of them worked. I mean, they really did work. I was just never successful at actually building a water jacket because my welding wasn't up to it. But yeah, alright guys, catch you later.